puta, mano! Com caraças! Olha aqui! Ah! Ganda pânico! Ganda pânico! Olhem para isto! Não, vocês não têm noção! Isto parece aquela cena... Ai! Foda-se! Não, está aqui um cemitério de carros! Não, vocês não estão a perceber! Olhem para isto! Não, isto está aqui um cemitério de carros! Fogo!
Mano, olha para isto, mano. Cara, então, mas isto está mesmo absurdo. Então, mano, 17 Pro tem que fazer valer a guita, já?
Eu nunca me deparei numa situação destas, em vídeos.
Storm Claudia brought heavy rain, flooding, fallen trees, and widespread power outages across Portugal, with Lisbon and Setúbal among the hardest-hit regions. Storm Claudia caused widespread flooding and damage across Portugal, with the Civil Protection Authority reporting more than 300 floods and dozens of fallen trees. Lisbon and the Tagus Valley were hit hardest, as streets were inundated with water and mud. Around 20,000 customers lost power in Lisbon, Santarém, and Setúbal, with repairs still ongoing. Rough seas forced the closure of 14 maritime bars, while the IPMA issued red warnings for intense rain in Santarém and Setúbal and orange alerts in Portugal, Évora, and Beja. The National Emergency and Civil Protection Authority, Elenite, recorded 86 incidents between 0 o'clock and 6 o'clock related to heavy rain caused by Storm Claudia, mainly flooding. Between 0 o'clock and 6 o'clock today, 86 incidents were recorded, 68 of which were floods of roads, garages, elevator shafts, but without causing victims or displaced persons. Pedro Araujo from the National Emergency and Civil Protection Authority, ANEPC, told Lusa. The most affected regions were Greater Lisbon, the Setúbal Peninsula, and the West, the source said, specifying that 43 incidents were recorded in Setúbal, 19 in Greater Lisbon, and 13 in the West. Of the 86 incidents recorded, mainly between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. today, 68 were floods, 6 were fallen trees, and 4 were landslides. In these incidents, 184 personnel were deployed with the support of 56 resources, said Pedro Araujo. According to the GNR National Republican Guard, the bad weather made several national roads impassable, especially in the districts of Lisbon, Setúbal, and Marvão, Portugal. According to the source, at 8:15 a.m., traffic was flowing normally on most of the country's main IP and complementary IC roads. Mainland Portugal and the Madeira archipelago have been affected since Wednesday by the effects of Storm Claudia, with heavy rain, wind, and strong sea conditions, according to the Portuguese Institute of the Sea and the Atmosphere, IPMA. The IPMA has raised the warning level from orange to red, the most severe, for rain that is sometimes heavy and persistent until 9 o'clock a.m. today. Storm Claudia could bring up to a month's worth of rain in a day as heavy downpours batter parts of England and Wales. Amber warnings for persistent and heavy rain come into force from noon on Friday until midnight and cover parts of Wales, the Midlands, the southwest, the southeast, and east of England. In England, some places could have 80 millimeters of rain, while part of Wales may be hit by 100-150 millimeters on the higher ground or 50-75 millimeters generally across the region, the Met Office warning says. All of this may be exacerbated by strong easterly winds as well as thunderstorms later on Friday, the forecaster adds. Storm Claudia, named by the Spanish Meteorological Agency, has already brought heavy rain and strong winds to Spain and Portugal. Met Office Chief Meteorologist Matthew Leonard said, Storm Claudia will bring very heavy rainfall to a large swathe of central and southern England and Wales on Friday into Saturday. This rain will become slow-moving and some areas could see up to a month's worth of rain in 24 hours.
Ganda pânico. Ganda pânico, olhem para isto. Não, vocês não têm noção. Isto parece aquela cena... Ai, foda-se.
Much of this will fall on saturated ground, increasing the chances of flooding and contributing to the amber warnings we have issued. A separate yellow warning for rain covers much of England from Cheshire and North Yorkshire to the south coast for a 24-hour period from 6 a.m. on Friday, and a warning for winds of up to 70 miles per hour in some western areas of the UK is in place from noon until midnight. Travelers are urged to be cautious as a large swathe of central and southern England and Wales on Friday into Saturday will be soaked. In Ireland, Met Arian has a status orange rain warning for Dublin, Wexford, and Wicklow, while a yellow warning is in place for other eastern counties and much of the south. The storm comes as the Environment Agency warned that England will experience widespread drought next year without a wet winter. The country has received only 83% of the average rainfall for January to October and suffered the driest spring for 132 years and the hottest summer on record. Despite recent rainfall, the situation remains precarious, the Environment Agency said. And if the winter is drier than normal, much or all of the country will be in drought by next spring, with the risk of hosepipe bans, effects on crops and wildlife, and wildfires as the summer progresses. Meanwhile, the Met Office said that unlike many named storms, Storm Claudia is not expected to directly cross the country and instead will maintain its position in the west. Floods Minister Emma Hardy said, as parts of the country are forecast to experience heavy rainfall, I recognize people will be concerned about the risk to their homes and livelihoods.